South African President Ramaphosa, has been one of the leading advocates for Africa's inclusion into the G20. We've always felt that it was not sustainable that you will have such a premier forum for international economic cooperation, excluding a continent of more than 1.4 billion people. Regardless of Africa's economic status in the world, Africa is an integral part of the global economy. We share a lot of common challenges, from climate change to security to growing our economies and accelerating the economic recovery post-COVID period. So it's a very positive development, one that we cannot ignore India's leadership in. We are very grateful at how India has directed and focused this summit to the inclusion of the global south, to the inclusion of smaller countries that are hugely impacted by climate change, as well as other issues that are going to be discussed during the summit.
Okay, and the tagline of the G20 summit for us is one family, one future, one world. You think that works in a highly competitive global scenario, given, Russia-Ukraine war for that matter? You think this is the right slogan to go for?
Indeed, it has to work. It has to work. There may be differences of approaches there and there, but ultimately, for us to have a stable, prosperous, and growing global economy, there has to be increased and enhanced cooperation amongst all countries. There will always be, now and then, different views in terms of approaches, but there has to be that central principle, which India has articulated very well with this summit slogan, that guides the global approach to resolving all the various challenges that we are facing as the global community.
Well, we'll have to wait to see what the nomenclature is going to be, but clearly we have one more member in the G20 summit. And I was just speaking to the spokesperson to a South African president, Mr. VINCENT MAGWENYA, and he, of course, sounded, and I would say he made a very, very valid point while he was thanking the Prime Minister, that it's one of the largest continents in the world where a large number of people live, and how come we were never ever represented and never anyone thought about representing us. And in that sense, he agreed with the Prime Minister and also profusely thanked him. But apart from that, he also agreed that VASUDHAIVA KUTUMBAKAM is the concept which is the way to go. There are differences in world, there are differences among the countries, there are strains and there are pressures, but at the end of the day, you need to come together. Inclusivity is fine, but at the same time, you also have to be expansionist in the sense of understanding each other's problem. And even as we are waiting here at the International Media Center, while the representatives are thrashing out all the issues and we are looking for a Delhi declaration possibly tomorrow, this is going to be the crux of India's pitch as it gives up its presidency, that we have to look at the world's problems as our problem, and every nation must understand that they can no longer live in an ivory tower. They have to understand each other's problems, live together, work together, and that's essentially going to be the crux of the India's pitch, even as those deliberations are going on.